Hello, lovely people. It is a beautiful day here on the Oregon coast, whatever you'd like to say. And I am really excited to be here with you. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. God and Goddess, thank you so much for all of this beauty that is surrounding me, and the birds, and the sun, and the ocean. Thank you so much for safe travels and the ability to come up to the Mother Temple for church. Thank you so much for the experience of getting to connect with fellow Megillah lovers and get to eat with them and just have a really good time. So thank you so much for that. Please continue to lead and guide us and help us to lead with love and kindness and compassion so that we may shine light to this fallen world and restore a golden garden age paradise once more. In the name of Elohim, I pray, amen. Today is Family Day. And the prayer is, our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. To my family and friends, send your angel of love. Great day for connecting with family and friends. And just a reminder that, that includes all of the people that we're living with or working with or in constant communication with in different communities. Our family and friends are these people that, are blood or may not be, but they're the ones that are around us all the time. And we have to kind of interact with them in certain ways, in some cases, especially if they're your coworkers or people like that. And being at peace with them is really important. So finding different ways that we can be more loving and bring peace into those relationships, whether it's, listening better, becoming a better listener, or doing different acts of kindness, or just treating people in different manners that help change the outcome of the interactions that you have with them. So, hey Dave, how's it going? Dave says, whoa, you look like you're in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, there's like a little path right back here. I think you kind of see it, which would be really fun to go and explore a little bit here. The Oregon coast and the Florence area, all of this is so pretty and magical, and really an interesting shift from Mount Shasta because we're full of trees and forests there as well. But there's like something a little bit more dark and dense about some of these forests up here that kind of like Lord of the Rings, which I've never really seen actually, but like this Hobbit type mystical feel that is really nice. Definitely a really cool place to be, but when crap hits the fan, if they ever do decide to have that giant tidal wave hit the side of the west side, I would not want to be in any of these coastal towns, but it's definitely really pretty. David D says, live, awesome. Yes, I am glad to be here. Sorry I was a little late today. I was doing some traveling and trying to move locations. Like I said, I am up in Oregon on the coast for church, which was yesterday. The Mother Temple, which is led by Dave Greenleaf, the translator of the Holy Megillah, has a church once a month, and it is actually like through Zoom. So if you are interested, you can go on to essene.org and get on the contact page, ask for the Zoom link for the services, and you will be given the Zoom link. And it's like behind the scene type thing where you don't get shown on the camera, so you can relax at home and not have to worry about any of that. It's really nice though to be here in person. I almost said in public. In person, because before the church ceremony service, there is a potluck, and so we all gathered and got to eat some stuff. I brought vegan cashew cheese dip, and some veggies, and also Mount Shasta grapes and fresh water. So I was really excited about that, and I knew beforehand that I was going to get to read the poem that I wrote for Dave Greenleaf with this gift that I gave him. But I didn't know until basically right before that I was actually going to essentially be initiated into the order of, well, let me just show you the video and you can see, we'll discuss it after that.
Once upon a time, there was a wizard who liked to ride. That's a photo of myself, and inside of it, remember, Inanna gifted me with this. She wrote a poem, and I'm going to ask Inanna to come forth right now and read that poem. Let's first let the camera come in close on those words, just so people get an idea. What a beautiful artwork Inanna created here. And this is really, truly a thing of beauty. So you have the beautiful front cover.
I'm going to grab my coffee real quick. Hey, I'm turning in the day of Greenleaf. Yay, I'm turning into pastor. I actually just. He even wrote a poem about some cannabina seeds. A pure sativa strain called Vietnamese Black, and a wish that he had for it to make a comeback. The best dreams of the kind-hearted often do come true. These seeds are very rare, but I found them just for you. I pray these seeds will grow and bloom into what you dream, provide that sativa bliss and higher consciousness stream. Thanks for your dedication to the teachings of Jaja and all the time you spent translating the with love and honor.
Let's hear some. Thank you. Now stay here for just a moment. So, that's most of you. I myself have been involved in preparing the very final edition of the Holy Megillah. I'm reading the Bible of what? Yes. So there's a section in the as yet, but soon to be published scroll. There's a section that features that what the Megillah tells us was the best friend of Yeshua, the Lord, the one folks called Jesus, but we never called Jesus during his lifetime. That's weird. So there's a whole section in the new edition of the Megillah called the Scroll of Yohanan. Yohanan in the mainstream Bible is John. John would be Johann, and Yohanan would be like Jonathan. But that's the apostle we're talking about. So Yohanan is noted in the already existing, already published edition of the Holy Megillah as being very fond of the specific herb that was just referred to in this book. And I've known for years that once that Gospel of Yohanan, the scroll of Yohanan, goes forth into the world, that there's going to be a playful suborder of our church, Essene Order of Yohanan, and I have offered, and Inanna has accepted, her to be right now, before we've even officially opened that order in a few months when the Megillah goes forth, to be the first initiate of Essene Order of Yohanan, which will be very much based on, of course, the whole Megillah, but also special focus on the scroll of Yohanan. Yeah. Do you feel good about receiving this initiation as first member of the Sacred Order of Yohanan?
I feel very honored.
And I really love the beautiful artwork you presented me with. And so right here a third eye with my fingers on your crown. It is my joy. It's actually blissful to initiate you, Sister Inanna, as the first initiate of Essene Order of Yohanan. Yes. Once upon a
Sweet. Yeah, I apologize about the mic in the background. Usually it mutes me, and I was trying to turn some pages, so I apologize about that. But you got to see the initiation, and as was discussed in the video, there it hasn't been established yet, and so I have lots of questions about what it will be, but I'm really excited. As he said, this character was literally the best friend of Christ and went with him, traveled with him. In chapter 28 of the Holy Godspell, we actually hear about some of their different stories and questions and adventures between the two. So it's really, really cool. And we'll have to get into that in the future. But for now, I just wanted to share that with you and my excitement. Like, I was not expecting that, and I'm really happy. Something about me regarding that gift, I love to give people gifts, and especially really meaningful things. So I found those cannabina seeds, and I was just, when can I come in? I have a surprise for you. I got to give you these. And at the time, I gave him the card, and he started reading it, and I was watching his face to see when he realized that I was giving him this really special gift from literally a poem that he wrote in one of his books. And so it was just a really cool experience, and I'm excited to have been a part of that. So cool. Yeah. Artist says, happy vibes in that room. Exactly. So right before also the church service begins, the potluck happens, and then there is a little kind of singing circle essentially, and usually it is music on a CD. They're very old school, but there's been different songs written. The Essene, there's maybe 3 or 4 CDs that they have out that have music that is based on the Megillah, which is really cool. And I asked if I could help get it onto Spotify, but because some of the musicians have their own thing going on, their music is uploaded on their own Spotify account channel thing or whatever. And the agreement was that there wouldn't be a competing source for those songs. So that being said, once their website has been remodeled, I believe that all of the CDs will be playable from there, and I'll be able to share them with you, because I really appreciate having higher vibe music. It's like some reggae, sometimes Celtic music. There's just some different genres that I personally probably wouldn't pick myself, but I really appreciate I'm not saying that there's anything bad about them. I actually really love the music. I'm just saying it's probably not what I would pick, but it gives me an alternative to listen to that's not literal trash that's trying to corrupt my mind and degrade me and all of that stuff. So I really appreciate all of that. And another project that I'm going to be asking to get moving on in some ways is some sort of praise and worship album for this. And some of the songs I already have, I already have some songs for a children's album that's Christian songs redone to fit the Megillah. But I would love to have some more adult focused songs, so that when I have church service, we can start with a prayer and a song, at least one, and then have the message and the actual scripture reading. So lots of plans, and super excited about it. Artists' CDs often have way better audio quality. And that's not surprising. Everything, the more that we progress, everything is losing its quality. life force energy, becoming more dull and dead over time. The architecture, the music, the artwork, the everything. Not saying that what we had in the past was like the best ever, but even the Tartarian buildings, and just artwork that's not like, I don't know, some of these stupid art demonstrations that you walk in. I've never done. I'm just saying, like, you can see on like what they show us is art, and it's just like a straw in a frame or something really, really dumb. And it's just like, oh wow, this is the most profound thing ever. And like, it's like we're being gaslit, whatever. It's like, this is art. And it's like, you literally just taped a piece of trash to a picture frame, and you want me to sure, there's things that we can ponder on about this piece of trash, but like, the fact that they have us just such a low level that trash is literally what we're supposed to consider art, instead of magnificent paintings, and even just paintings of landscapes and stuff. For me, watching a sunset up on top of Mount Shasta is so beautiful, and I'm like, wow, God and Goddess are like the ultimate artists, because this is the most beautiful sight that an artist could only dream and hope of capturing this beautiful sight in front of me on paper. And when they actually can do it, like, I'm super impressed. I don't consider myself like a painter, draw, or like an artist in that way. I do media design type stuff, which is artsy. But yeah, as far as like painting and all that kind of stuff goes, like, those people have really awesome talent, and I appreciate it. David says, first initiate of a new order based on the final scriptures yet to be added to the Megillah. What an honor. One of the things, the only kind of one key word that he did mention when he was talking about the order was something that I'm familiar with coming from a mainstream Christian background, which is, they're called tracts, Tracts. I think that's how you spell it, actually. Now that I say that, I'm like, oops, I should probably make sure. But they are basically these little booklets that have Christian stuff by bulk. Look, Temu's is gonna sell us some stuff. Come on, get off my screen, people. You can't really even see this, but anyways, they're like little handouts. Sometimes they're little booklets like this big, or can even be like a single front and back, like index card type thing, just different materials that can be passed out to people and have like, I've already started some cool, a little booklet thing, which is the precepts, the 7 precepts of illumination for each of the 12 tribes, or the 12 precepts. 7 precepts. Yeah, I was right. Okay. And then we can have all of those listed out. So each of the 12 tribes, which were the 12 groups of workers, there's the tribe of songs and words. There's the tribe of carpenters. There was a tribe of the gatherers. There's all of these different tribes. And within those tribes of workers, you could work in multiple different ones, but they all had their different precepts. The one that comes to mind is for the carpenters. It basically says, build it as if your mom was going to be using it, so that, or like your loved one, right? So you make sure that you're building it with love and something sturdy and sound, something that's quality, that's going to last. So different rules that kept them on the up and up and helped them function as a society in them, and all that really good stuff. So super excited for all of that, and the different teaching materials and study guides and helpful things that are going to be needed to be made that go along with this. Yeah, as we've kind of mentioned, the final Megillah hasn't even come out yet, so there's a lot of room for different tools and growth to happen. So I'm super, super excited. After the DADA movement art went downhill. I'm actually not 100% sure what that is, so I pardon my ignorance. I'm not too familiar in the art world with different things like that. I definitely appreciate art, but I would not consider myself a professional or anything. David E says, they program us to value garbage, pay them, and thank them for poisons to our body and corruption to our soul. Exactly. Yeah, and even with all of the TV shows, it's not even just the art, it's the TV, it's the music, it's all of these different, I mean, I guess they could be considered art in their own respect. But it's all made to degrade us, to corrupt us, to send us down that spiral. And then, even so, with valuing garbage and seeing not beautiful things as beautiful, and the way that we've been trained and programmed to even see the opposite sex and the different features that we've been programmed to see as attractive, or different things like that. It goes really deep. So artist says, I have a church songbook with like 15 cards all the way back to the 60s, in which I got from a friend of mine. Oh, that's so cool. I love those old church songbooks, and would love to look for some of the old hymns to be able to remake music that aligns with the Megillah. So it's not really focusing on being covered in innocent blood, or the crucifixion, or different things like that that kind of amplify the suffering. It's more needing to be focused on positive things, and the real reason that Lord and Lady Christ both came. So that balance as well with the masculine and feminine divine. If you know any songs that kind of might fit into that, and whatever, I would love to hear from you. So hello, Essene Egregore Light. Beautiful poem. Thanks for sharing. Brother Day is a cool person. I've been following him for 15 years. Oh, that's so cool. I just ordered 2 of his new books last week. That is really, really cool. 15 years is a really awesome time. Have you ever been able to get to one of the Essene gatherings? I have personally not, but I am planning on being there next year. More than just planning on being there, I was invited to be part of the live recording of the Essene album that's going to be recorded, and I'm hoping, well, I shouldn't say hoping, I'm going to be getting baptized at that point, which means I just need to work through some of their membership workbook, and that's just all on me. So I'm the only thing holding me back, and so I don't really need to sit here and say I'm going to hope to do this. I'm going to say no, I'm going to do that. The ball's in my court, and it's very easy to get to where I want to be if I just, be determined. So super excited. And not just the Essene gathering. Next year on 8/8, we'll actually, from August 6th, I think, through the 10th, we're going to be having a Lions gathering here in Mount Shasta. Well, I'm not here in Mount Shasta. I don't know why I said that. In Mount Shasta. And Dave Greenleaf's going to be coming there as well. So I'm super excited about having different things going on, and really hoping that the Megillah the final copy is out by that time. And if it is, I'm super excited about the gathering. So I'm already excited either way, but even more so excited if the Megillah is out, and that just opens up a whole other door for things to happen, and that'll be so cool. Hello, you're May Yahoo. Sorry for totally slaughtering your name, but I'm literally from the tribe of Judah and of the Davidic line. Already traced my ancestors back to Phoenicia/Canaan, aka ancient Israel. Interesting. Well, I would encourage you to look into the Holy Megillah and see what that version of history is. The one that we have been given is unfortunately written by, history is written by the winners, those that win the war and dominate. Usually you go in and obliterate your enemies, and then you can write whatever you want about them. You can make them seem like they're awful. You can make them this, that, whatever. But yeah. Artist says, joy to the world is always a good song. That is always uplifting in church. Yeah, that's a really cute one. I think there also is a pagan version of that one. That's not like so much about, about receiving the king, or maybe there's a balance between king and queen. I'm not really sure, but thank you. I will look into that, because I've actually been thinking about a Christmas album coming up at some point in the future as well. The Essenes, or at least the Nazareans that I'm associated with, this is the Holy Megillah that I'm pointing to, around or at winter solstice is the time of the new year. And so they would celebrate a big celebration of lights. And the time kind of leading up to that time was a time for enhanced communion with Jaja and Elohim. And you, by doing good works and, doing spiritual teaching or like lessons, learning things, being involved in those studies at this specific time, there is available special dispensation of wisdom and all of these great things promised to us at that time to symbolize the blessed day of play, where basically we get to go out and hang out outside of this physical, outside of the ovum, and just enjoy bliss and existence and being without all of the stuff that's in this mother ovum that it's good, but also sometimes it's bad. So anyways, I'm super excited about the new order, and I will keep you updated as I learn new things about it. Like I said, I really was only given the information about it being related to Christ's best friend, and it had having to do with tracts, and those are things that I love, and I was already interested in doing those things. So it works out, and I'm super excited. I am going to be heading back to Mount Shasta later today, I believe, and so that is my plan for the day. I'm going to be getting off of here soon then, because it's 4.5 hours drive back to Mount Shasta. History is written by the winners, and the demons have been winning until now. Only now is truth, Megillah teachings being taught once more. Exactly. And they're definitely going to try to shadow ban us and stop us and do everything that they can to keep us from spreading the light. Because if we are able to spread the truth and get it to actually get humanity to agree to these teachings and be changed by them, it will literally uplift everything and restore us into a heavenly garden once more. So hopefully you are doing what you can to bring peace and enlightenment to this world. It is our job as hands and feet of mercy, and it can be hard, but you're not alone. And not just do you have us, your fellow sisters and brothers that are physically here, but God and Goddess are with you as well. And even in these contested worlds, they are with us and right here along with us through everything. So it's really nice encouragement to know that, and to just really try to ask for that comfort and love to be ever present in your life, and so that you can feel it and then be an extension of that for other people, because people need that. People are hurting and they don't have comfort and they don't have love and direction, and we get to be that for them. I'm excited. Essene says, I have never been to an Essene gathering, but I might make that Mount Shasta event next year. Cool. Thanks for the heads up and the good vibes you spread. Awesome. If you are interested, I would love for you to reach out to me, because there's some other details that have to be worked out. But my events are free, and I'll just have more details to come in the future. But yeah, I guess I should just wait on spilling more beans for now. Jessica says, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate that. Super exciting, and so blessed to be so close to the Mother Temple and be able to come up here for church. I had mentioned that I plan on being at every church service from here on out, even through the winter. So Jaja willing, I will be up here and having a good time. All right. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm going to be here tomorrow at noon for the noontime peace contemplation. I hope that you have a wonderful day. May God and Goddess empower you and light your way.